Good morning.
Good
This
morning.
morning we have Brian Southworth with us of Murphy Business Sales. Welcome to Network in Action, Brian.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Super excited to have you on board and a part of our community. So today I'm going to ask you just a few questions about your business. I want to kick it off with what inspired you to start your business and how has the initial inspiration evolved over time?
So what inspired me to get involved in business brokerage is the 2008-2009 mortgage meltdown, when the entire GDP for the planet, 1 year's worth, just evaporated. And part of that whole mess was corporations started shedding employees, managers, supervisors, and releasing them to the market. I was one of those, and it actually worked out great for me. And then business owners, small business owners, some of them just bailed. Some of them buried their head in the sand and didn't do anything. And others were courageous and hung in there and were successful. So as I was researching a new career, I found out about business brokerage. And the reason I elected to go with Murphy is because we have a proven record of success and we have a team environment. So I selected Murphy and started marching down that path. The way it's evolved over the course of the last 10, 12, 13 years, I've been doing this since 2013, is I've gotten better at working with business owners on the front end to get them to think about how they want it to look when they exit their business. Many business owners don't think about it until they're already tired and they're coasting downhill. And anybody that's ever been on a pair of skis or a sled in the snow knows that the only way to coast is downhill. So it's just a joy to work with business owners and help them establish that strategy to exit their business.
And what has been your biggest challenge as a business owner and how have you overcome it?
So the biggest challenge for me is that when I'm talking to a business owner, let me back up and say this the right way, the way I think about it. I wish I could talk to every business owner, no matter where they are in their journey of owning a business and eventually exiting their business. And so we like to say, and when I say we, I'm talking about Murphy. Yeah, we like to say this: the best time to start putting together your exit strategy for your business is the day you start or buy your business. Most people don't do that. The next best time is 3 years prior to wanting to exit. And so what I've gotten better at is making sure I'm getting that message to business owners. And if there's one thing I could tell every business owner, no matter where they are in their journey, is that I get it. No business owner can go back to the beginning and start their business again. But any business owner can start now and put together a strategic exit plan to exit their business successfully, profitably, and on their time frame. And that's what we help business owners do.
I love that. So, how do you yourself measure success in your own business beyond just the financial metrics?
So I look for, when I list a business, first of all, we won't list a business unless we're listing it for fair market value. That's why we do evaluation on the front end. So, the market will tell us what the business is worth. So if it's overpriced, it's not going to sell. So we just don't do that. But the way I measure success is I look for all buyers to find the right buyer. And successful closings happen when we find the right buyer, the seller is excited about exiting their business, the buyer's excited about the new challenge that they're taking on. And I always tell people this: it has to be a win-win situation or it's lose-lose. So,
like a puzzle piece fitting together.
yes.
Yeah.
All the pieces.
So tell us, there are a lot of brokers out there. Tell us what makes working with you special or different.
I'm local. I'm here in our market. And I typically work within about a 150-mile radius of Spokane, not Idaho, because I've got a fellow broker in Idaho. So any referrals I get or any business I get in Idaho, I refer to him. I always tell people this. I will not set up a buyer, broker, seller meeting unless the buyer's going to be there in person, the seller's going to be there in person, and I'm going to be there in person. And so those are among the things that make working with me different. The other thing is I answer the phone and I return all phone calls. And I want to tell you a story. I love this story about a client I had, a seller who I sold his business. He was delighted. The buyer was delighted. It really was an awesome project to work on. And a couple weeks after the sale closed, he called me up and he says, "Hey, Brian, it's Rich. Hey, Rich, how's it going?" "It's great. I got to tell you something." I said, "Okay, what is it?" He goes, "You need to know you won the Platinum Award." I'm like, "Oh man, that's great. But you need to tell me what I did." He said, "Well, my phone keeps track of every phone call I make. And I have an award system for people who take my calls and return my calls." I said, "Okay, well, what is it?" He said, "So, 0 to 50 calls, you don't even get an award. But 50 to 100 calls, that's a bronze medal. And 100 to 150 calls, that's a silver medal. And 150 to 200 calls, that's a gold medal." And he said, "I called you over 200 times during the time frame we were working on this, and you either answered every call or called me back." And he goes, "That's a Platinum Award."
I love it.
So
That is definitely a platinum award. And I love that you touch on, it's just such a big topic, right? Following up and answering your phone. Some of the simplest things can set you apart from your competition. So we're honored to have you with us. Thank you for answering your phone, Brian. Welcome to Network in Action.
thank you.